This is my review on Shazam. I guess it's a 5 out of 10. No, what's the point? This ain't a great movie. This ain't a good movie. It's mediocre. It's average. It's what you expect, what you want from a film in general. Yet it's the opposite of everything you don't want from a film, because it's everything you expect. It's like the perfect stink bomb. Like Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot. The first one, exactly what it's pretty much like. Yeah. It's so... The film starts off pretty fucking cringe and cheesy way. Because this boy who's later to be Billy Batson, who becomes a jerk in his late teenage years in high school. And he's just playing ball with his mother at a carnival. He looks around 2 or 3 years old. And later on, there's a twist in the film. He goes to find the whereabouts of his mother because he gets it out of his family members that they around his age and younger, that he is taken into, and it turns out the mother is a bit of a cunt and lazy, and because she gets what she does, she basically realized that the whole parenting was too hard on her, and she didn't know what she was doing, because no parent ever finds parenting hard, and clearly not making up as they go along. Parents that are competent. Because clearly, that's the norm of what parenting is supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel peachy walk in the park, isn't it now? Mom and dads everywhere, and grandparents as well everywhere. Whoever being a parent. Because isn't it so easy wiping somebody's ass as they grow up? Tell me how peachy and it smells delectable like coconuts in the poop. And how non-stressful it is that you don't have to worry about losing your kid just because your kid got distracted by something that looks pretty or shiny. After all, parenting is the easiest non-paying job in the world. Therefore, she's not a bad bitch. She's a normal individual that's a good person at heart, just under stress. Because stress is so out of the norm for our daily lives in the fucking world we've lived in. Especially if you're a grown-ass fucking adult, or older than a grown-ass fucking adult, or in your teenager years, or in your early 20s, or somewhere in between of your teenager, somewhere around that area, or even you're a kid, because we know that nobody, unless they are fucked in the head, they don't get stressed out and overwhelmed in any situation for any reason at all. That's totally believable. Especially if you're a parent. So remember, if you stress out and worry about your kids, parents everywhere, you're doing it wrong. But if you relax, keep a cool head, and not give a fuck about your kids' needs or interests, you're doing it right. Because Shazam made by DC said so. And so do the fans everywhere think so. That fall in love with this fucking film. and didn't see the mother as a bad piece of shit of a human being at all. Because she basically abandoned her biological son once she found that he was taken so well care by cops, and realized, holy shit, it's a lot easier not having parenthood in your life. Fuck yes! I'll let Bailey become an orphan, and I told him I'm putting him for adoption. Legally, I will do it illegally. He will just think for the rest of his life, and I think for the rest of his mother loved him was all her had, blah blah blah, and not even think anything else about it because the mother never told Billy that she cares more about herself than her son. Damn, that's so breaks your heart for the mother, doesn't it? Billy's mother, doesn't it? That he obsessed over and fucked up tons of pretty much everyone's relationship that want to connect with him just so he can reunite with his mother, only to get let down. It makes you feel so bad for the fucking mother. Fuck her. She is. And I was being sarcastic, so you think that the mother was a good person? You're your own fucking asshole, you! And you just take it out of your assholes, your head. And see how horrible and ugly person this is, the fact that she's in an abusive relationship, she fucking deserves it! Every moment of pain and misery that she's in now. So fuck you, DC fans! For loving the mother from this movie. Those who love the mother. So yeah, I'm aware of you guys. And you know what? You guys are fucking crazy and stupid. So, after that, meanwhile, when that's all that fucking promise is going on, Bill gets powers from this guy called Shazam. Then he becomes Shazam. And he needs to say the word Shazam to become Shazam in and out of Billy form. And then for he is handed a stick from his other family. He's handed a stick to his other family. And the reason why how he got the powers because I guess the wizard saw some potential in him, but it's not really explored that he has the potential to be pure of heart. But it's just kind of briefly touched on, and that's why the kid in the past thing got it, and he became Dr. Shavada. Sounds like gibberish, doesn't it? And he presses this evil spirit ball into his eye and makes it out and gets a new eye to control these spirits while they're taking advantage of him and taking control of amplifying his basically the seventh sense that he puts that what he uses as a new eye, and takes revenge on all of the assholes that did him wrong in the past. Fine to us, and you don't really fear for him. You just feel good that he's doing this. Wouldn't that's what every decent person do? Take advantage on people that wronged them in the past? Yes. No matter how cruel and unjust, cruel and sick it would be. Pretty much, probably depends on how much of an asshole they are. And the biological brother and the biological father, they definitely fuckers had it coming. Personally, I think he was too soft and killed him too quickly. You gotta have them scream a bit to really justify the punishment fit the crime. So he lets them off those bastards off easy. Too easy. Like a pussy. So Billy has to stop him after getting powers and teams up with his new family, his new adopted family, and gives them powers by saying this, having them hold on to stick and saying the word Shazam, and they team up to defeat Juggernaut and the Seven Sins pretty easily. And with great comedic timing and action. And that's the movie. They go home, reunite, have supper, and all going on well, and the thing hits the news. And Dr. Fungi, when he's trying to open up the gates to get the powers back, the evil sins back as an eye, he talks. He gets a buddy from his cell prison, which is a talking worm. I mean, a talking caterpillar. That can talk to people with this sort of machine that lets him communicate with people. I forget what that guy's name is. You wouldn't know the person's name unless you read the Shazam comics or watch DC anime movies or something. You have to be a DC fan to really get what that caterpillar is, but it's a very faithful design of that caterpillar, you know? Now, the reason why this gets a 5 out of 10, this is too much cringe, and at times, and all around, this feels too rushed. It never wants to take a breather, hardly, except for when it does, you feel you forgot the film because it's so out of the norm. When it takes a breather and takes its time and not rushing it, it's kind of a fucking mess. Shazam is. But it's also very fun of a mess. It's like throwing a water balloon on your biggest asshole you know. It's a mess, but a fun mess. So that's why it gets a 5 out of 10.